Welcome again to Mike Ferry TV. It is the week of May 27 to June 2nd. If you watched the program last week, we talked about 4 words: mindset, skills, action, motivation. And we said we're going to start working this week on the listing presentation. We asked you to download the scripts. We asked you to review them. I hope you've done that. Now, I know that some of you are going to say, well, these scripts aren't my style. This is not what I like to do. This is not who I am. Do you have any other scripts? Mike, do you have any scripts that are a little bit easier, that aren't so confrontive? Do you have any scripts where I get to talk more and not ask a lot of questions? Because see, I'm very expressive. I like to talk a lot. Well, the answer is no, 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 and no. Watch, a doctor who's expressive doesn't try a new system for doing brain surgery. They follow the pattern. An attorney who's expressive doesn't suddenly add a lot of verbiage to what's being said to the court. You don't want an expressive airplane pilot that's doing loop-de-loops in your plane as you fly down across country. You want people to follow the scripts. So before we get too far into this process of listing property, which, by the way, this is a 21-week series, which I've expanded to about 24 weeks, only because I'm getting a lot of feedback. I had a great email today saying, I just reviewed again the whole concept of prospecting, and I have a question regarding farming. So I sent a letter back to this lady regarding that prospecting technique. I get a lot of response to these, so I'm going to stretch it out a little bit. And the reason I am is because what we're going to talk about today on listing property, I think, is vital to the process. And the reason I think it's vital is because, as some of you know, every May and June, and every late August, September, October, I do 2 tours. I do a West Coast tour and an East Coast tour. And I'll visit about 60 of our best customers in California, Nevada, Arizona, and then about 60 of our best customers on the East Coast. And in each case, I do a 3-hour presentation. And in each case, I'm talking about listing property. And I have to tell you, I'm a little discouraged. In fact, I'm a little distraught. In fact, I'm shocked, to say the least. Because the next point I'm going to give you about listing property is a result of what I've seen throughout the month of May as I've done these presentations. So listen to the point that I wrote down regarding listing property. Upgrade, upgrade, upgrade everything about you and about what you say if you're going to be a professional listing agent. Upgrade. And you're going to say, well, what do you mean? Let me tell you what I've seen as I've done presentations in the month of May in California and in Southern Nevada. I've seen people show up at a 3-hour professional sales seminar that we put on for their broker wearing shorts and sandals and t-shirts. And I've said to these people, do you list property like that? Well, yeah, I go out like this. This is kind of who I am. And I look at them and I say, upgrade. We've had people come in outfits that you would not even believe. I mean, I'm shocked to see the way dressed. We had a lady show up in a halter top, and she had nothing to hold up the halter. Her halter had left her years ago. I said to her, what are you thinking about dressing like that? See, it doesn't even make sense to me, the fact that we are so often so unprofessional in our appearance and what we say. So I talked to agents for the last several weeks. If you're going to be a strong listing agent, and we're going to work with you nonstop on this process, you have to upgrade your appearance. Now watch why. I've had agents tell me in the month of May that agents lose listings when they pull up in front of the house in their car. And I said, you're kidding, I never thought of that. Well, yeah, we've peeked up and seen sellers looking out the window, and I'm driving my old beat up Toyota, and it's all dinged up and dirty, and I can see when I walk up, they're looking at me and looking at that car and saying, I thought I was hiring somebody that was successful. I'm sure that doesn't happen often, but I will tell you what does happen often. Listen to this. You knock on the door, they open the door, and they start judging you instantaneously based upon your appearance. They judge you. It's not right, it's wrong, it's immoral, it's unjust, it shouldn't be done. It's called being a human being. People judge people by their appearance, period. Now, you and I both know that if you're walking into a $400,000 house and you're going to ask to be paid 6%. Now 6 times 4 is $24,000. You're going to be asking in commissions. $24,000 in commissions. You don't think they're going to judge you based on your appearance? So I'm going to say to every single man that's watching, you never go on a listing presentation without wearing a suit and tie, a sport jacket and tie, period. That's what they expect. I'm going to tell all the women that are watching, you always go out in the most professional attire. In fact, I said to an audience last week, ladies, put on makeup. It enhances your look. Believe me, for all the guys watching, we would wear makeup if we could. I can't wear makeup. My last name is Ferry. They would laugh at me. They would think I'm Boy George. But guys and gals, you got to get clear on something. If they're going to judge you 100%, and they judge you 100% on your appearance, shouldn't you be updating your appearance dramatically every chance you have? And the answer is yes. Get over that fact that you're a real estate person and develop the mindset, remember last week, that you're a professional salesperson. You get on a commercial jet and the pilot's sitting in the cockpit, they're wearing a suit and tie. They're not sitting there in jeans and a t-shirt, for goodness sakes. You go to the doctor's office, he's not wearing shorts and sandals. They're wearing a white coat and a tie and a shirt underneath that. That's what you expect. Go into an attorney's office, you expect them to be professional. If I show up for a seminar wearing shorts and a t-shirt, people get up and walk out. Besides, you don't want to see my skinny white legs. You want to see a professional person on the platform. Upgrade, upgrade, upgrade. Well, Mike, I don't have a lot of money. Here's what I tell people. Buy one listing suit. One listing suit. And that is your suit when you're going on a listing presentation for both male and female. Now watch. Then we have to upgrade what we say. Why did I ask you last week to download the listing presentation script? I asked you to do that so you can start practicing and rehearsing. Mrs. Smith opens the door. Mrs. Smith, it's Mike Ferry. It is 7 o'clock, and I'm so excited to be here tonight and get your home on the market and get it sold. May I take a look through your home? And she says, okay, I'll meet you folks in the kitchen. And I walk through the house. As I come back into the kitchen with Mr. and Mrs. Smith, there's 3 questions I need to ask to start. May I ask them now? And they go, sure, what are they? Well, number 1, I know for a fact, because you've told me, you folks have to sell your home, correct? Well, yes, we do. And number 2, do you want to price it to sell or keep it on the market for a long time? Oh, no, we need to get it sold. And question number 3, would you like me to handle the sale for you? Well, as a matter of fact, we would. Would you sign the contract, please? Now, you can actually list a piece of property if you know what to say in a matter of minutes. Well, Mike, they could give you an objection. They do. But could that work? And the answer is yes. Could they give you an objection? Yes. Well, Mike, what if on question number 3, they say to you, well, it depends on what you do to get the home sold. Well, Mr. and Ms. Smith, then what I'm prepared to do now is take you right through the process we use to get a home sold. And if what you see and you hear agrees with you, are you in a position to sign the contract in a few minutes? Well, yes, we are. Well, then let's proceed. See, you can never deny that knowing what to say is not the answer to anybody that's having a hard time listing property. Knowing what to say. But that means you have to upgrade what you're saying. So I wrote down a couple thoughts. I wrote down, watch this. There's several facets to becoming a great listing agent. The ability to pre-qualify, upgrade, use the questions. The ability to present a strong pre-listing package. We're going to talk about it next week. Upgrade, make it more professional. The ability to understand pricing. We talk about it the week after next. Upgrade, understand market conditions. The ability to present with energy and enthusiasm. Watch, upgrade. Hi, I'm really excited about listing your home, and I need your listing real bad. That doesn't work. Upgrade. Watch, the ability to use a strong canned or planned presentation, to have the right words to say. Guys and gals, I'm telling you, if you will take the time to upgrade what you're doing, you're going to discover amazingly great things take place in the listing process. If you choose not to upgrade because you're an independent contractor, don't expect better results. But here's an interesting thing I hear all the time. I want better results, but I don't want to change my behavior. Well, I got a problem, because that doesn't work. So here's what I want you to do. I want you again to start role-playing your listing presentation. I want you to probably, if you haven't done it, start adding some real previewing of good listings to your arsenal. Because see, by previewing property, it makes you a better listing agent. And then I want you to think about this. Upgrade and tell them the truth. If you have a listing presentation this week, tell them the truth. Now, reminders I wrote down. Follow your schedule. Pre-qualify every appointment. And remember, you're a powerful salesperson who has upgraded for better results. And oh, by the way, for the next several weeks, I'm going to remind you each week to attend our Superstar Retreat. If you're living in Halifax, Nova Scotia, you'll probably go to the retreat in October. But I got to tell you, if you're in Washington, Oregon, Idaho, if you're in Wyoming, Colorado, California, Nevada, Arizona, New Mexico, and you're not at our Superstar Retreat, you've made a big mistake. We have people coming from all over the world this year. What I'm told, Australia, New Zealand, South Africa, Italy, France, Spain, England, Portugal, all over Canada. And if you live in the West Coast, you're not at our retreat, you're not going to be able to upgrade the way you want. Be at the retreat, come and shake hands and say hello. Work on upgrading your listing presentation. Talk to you next week.